Howdy folks, how we doing? Now today we're just going to do a little bit of hedge cutting. We're getting real close now to the end of the month because when we get into March we can't hedge cut anymore because of the birdies. So just going to do a bit of roadside and yeah, because it's too wet to do anything else. So anyway, let's get cracking. Right, so here is our hedge. It doesn't look too bad along here because it's fairly well kept, this bit, but where it sort of goes around a little bit of a dog leg there up in front, that's the worst bit. And there's a few branches sticking out and that sort of stuff. Just wants knocking back because it'll catch, you know, when it grows up, it'll catch the tractors and all that sort of stuff. So just knock it back now and it'll be done. So yeah, and look. Hard ground, woohoo! Yeah, that's because it's concrete. So yeah, all the sort of like all the fields and stuff that we haven't done with edge cutter, we're just not going to get done this year because it's just still too wet. Rivers partially come back out again as I record this. So yeah, so this will just, you know, it's just a few tidying up jobs. But so I'm going to show you a little hack that I learnt years and years ago. Before even I sort of, you know, was involved with auto steer and all that sort of stuff, and I was anti auto steer. Like, I don't need auto steer to drive straight. Obviously, it's far more than just driving straight. But anyway, this chap told me, like, I use auto steer for hedge cutting. I was like, what? Why would you use auto steer for hedge cutting? And then it dawned on me. You know, normally you're 3 or 4 passes on hedge. So what we're going to do. I fired it up, fire the old CHC nav system up, and then we'll make a curved AB line. So basically I'll drive the first pass, you know, trimming the hedge, and then once we've done that first pass we'll record it, and then the subsequent passes, the second, third, fourth pass, however many passes it needs to be, the old auto steer will do it, so I can then concentrate fully on the head. Because you'll see when we get going, you know, I'm sort of 90% of my time is spent looking at the head, making sure that's in the right spot, not going to eat a tree or a fence post or wire or whatever. And then you just glance to where you're going. You sort of, you'll see. We'll get going anyway. So we'll get unfolded and we'll get cracking. Right. So we don't need to worry about what implement we've got selected, anything like that. We just need to select AB line. We want a curved one, like so. And all we then do is press A. And then we drive, and then we'll press B when we get to the other end when we want to complete the line. So that's all we've got to do. Simples, up here for thinking. That's what it is. But you see, you can't help it when you're. I mean, I'm not even really having to concentrate too much on the head at the minute, like, but you know, because you're looking at the head all the time, your hand is sort of, it's always playing. You know, it doesn't just sort of sit straight. You get your peripheral vision and the feel of the machine. You sort of, it tries to, yeah, your hand tries to keep it straight. Doesn't always work, but you can even go backwards again for a bit. It won't affect your line. We'll just come up a bit there. You see now it's getting a bit more, bit thicker like, and I'm having to concentrate a bit more. But yeah, when matey told me about it, like, after I thought about it and thought about the logic of it, I thought, actually, that's a good idea, up here for thinking, like. And yeah, then when I actually tried it, I was like, yeah, hold the horses, that is a very good idea. And I'm all for, you know, working hard and everything, but when you've got the tools to make life easier, I'll use them. Without a shadow of doubt, I'll use them. to be fairly careful. Although this looks just like brambles, there is a collapsed fence in there, not our fence, but a collapsed fence in there, like, so you do have to just be a little bit careful about just ramming the old head in there, like. But you see what I mean about, like, you know, you have to, like when you're hedge cut, you know, hedge cutting or verge cutting, doesn't really matter. You have to be looking at that head, you know, most of the time. Like I say, with the odd glance to where we're going, look. So we are nearly at the end here, as you can see. And there you go, there's the end of our track. So all we do now is press B. There you go, it's saved it. So, like I say, we've got an AB either side, but we don't need that. We just need this one. So, right, so I'm just going to trim this up as we head back down to the start. But we can, of course, use that line we've just made to trim this one up on auto steer. So, but I want to be over a little bit. So all I need to do is, you see, we're 23 centimeters off the mark I made on the way up there. We just press that one there and press recenter. That recenters the line now, so we can be over here. So just makes life handy, like when you make your initial pass, you're normally a little bit away from the edge or whatever, but if you want to get real close to it to reach over, you can just do that. You know, get your tractor where you want it, recenter it, and it will move your guideline over. Be exactly the same guideline, just moved over a bit. So anything to make life a bit easier. That's what I do, like. Right, so just press the auto steer button. There you go. Don't need that now. And just concentrate on the head. You see how beneficial it is now? Because I'm cutting right above the cab as well, I really haven't got to worry about the steering. We're not going to swerve into the trees or the fence or anything like that. I can just put all my concentration into what the head's doing. You know, if you've got the tools, use it, like, you know. It's as simple as that, like, you know. The question I want to ask is there any jobs I'm missing a trick on, like, you know? You know, are there jobs you use auto steer on? You know, not your average job, you know, not in a field going up and down, cultivating or spraying or whatever, like, you know, odd things like this. You know, you wouldn't necessarily think to use auto steer on, like, but it just makes life a lot easier. It's funny how people still hate auto steer. You know, they hate it, and you know, and obviously the ultimate evil is sort of like autonomous, you know, and robotic tractors and stuff, like. I've covered this before. We you know, we all you know, we all know about it, like. But you know, that Agseed robotic tractor, you know, the twin crawler one, like, I thought that was a very impressive bit of kit. You know, and you know, and I like my old gears, yeah, my old stuff. I got like the old TW25, 40 years old. Nothing puts a bigger smile on my face than firing her up, getting the old Dowser plough on the back and going ploughing with her for a day, like, you know. All mechanical, there's no electronics on it at all. Lovely sound, you know, you can't beat it, like. But, you know, I do see the benefits of, yeah, where's my gears gone? Lost my gears, there they are. Of, you know, tools to aid the driver, like auto steer. And like I say, like the autonomous stuff. Get past that gate without chewing it up. You know, everything's got its place, like, you know, it's It's like the dairy industry, for example. I've covered this before, again, but I'm going to go on about it. The dairy have been using robot milkers, feeders, pusher-uppers, all that sort of stuff for years. Sometimes it works for some farms, sometimes it don't. Sometimes the robots go in, and then 2 or 3 years it doesn't work for that farm, so they come back out and a big herringbone or a rotary goes in instead. Or it's like us, our little farm, robots would never work for us because it's a traditional old farm. You'd have to, robots need a ground up installation, really, like. Oh, see, the technology is just let me down a little bit there. We went under a tree and we lost signal. There we go, we're back. So yes, they wouldn't work for us, but there are farms that it does work for a lot, and it's the same with the autonomous tractor, the ag seed. Again, that wouldn't work for us because we've got, however many fields we've got, but they're all individual fields. Very few of them are in a nice big block lot, which is what you'd need for that machine lot. So to say, I'm just going to move over a bit. So you just disengage the auto steer, move to where you want it, and then, like I say, press that recentering button. There you go, we're recentered even. Press auto steer, we're back going. Yeah, it wouldn't work for us, like, so there's no use saying, like, oh no, that wouldn't work, for that, because of course it wouldn't work for that, like, it's got its niche, like everything, like, and some folks will rightly say, like, it's taking jobs away from the industry. Well, just move back in a bit. There you go. Come on. There we go. So, I mean, yes, but that's the same with anything. Everything is becoming more and more automated. There was a lot of jobs lost when, we moved from horses to tractors. Does that mean we should all go back to having, get rid of all the tractors, go back to having horses then? Just because, we'll have, more jobs. It's just, you can't deny progress, like, it's just going to happen. So, and rather than be negative about it, embrace it. Use the technology to help make life easier. Be more productive. That's what I'm doing right now. The auto steers just took one job away from me, like. Made my life easier. So we are nearly at, I think, the final pass. That is, well, that is going quite nicely. There you go. That is us done with that, I think. Turn the old BP off. There we go. Yeah, so that is that hedge trimmed up quite nicely. Well, it's just a quick trim in it at the end of the day, and I'm running out of time because it is about 10 to 3, so I've got to get back to the yard for afternoon routine. So I've got to chop bales, feed cows, reload the wagon, straw cows down, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we'll get folded up and head back to the yard. Well, that's it for the high tech for now, or is it? Is something like this, the old TW25, totally manual, manual gears, no electronics on it whatsoever. Something like this with a bit of high tech, i.e. like this has got the, or can have the CHC nav system equipped. It's got the wiring loom, brackets for the dome, everything on it. It's just like a 20-minute job to swap over. Then you've got all the old school, no emissions, nothing like that. Doesn't sound like a 1200 spin washing machine. You know, you've got all that raw power, all that raw diesel power, but with the benefits of like auto steer. Is that the future? I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, talking about the 25, I am getting a bit of a hankering for not this, you know, well, basically this times 2.5, no, this times 2.25 plus 3/4, if you know what that means. So let me just say it again. So this times 2.25 plus 3/4, or plus 0.75. Some of you will know what I mean. I don't know. Can't have everything, can you? Hope you enjoyed that little vid. See you on the next one. Ta-ta.